Oh, we don't need no stinking donuts. The hardest question that you said, but the merchant's asked.
Shit's alive. Hey.
You're moving so carefully, let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm rolling up the gas, we take baby home. Let's move our minds and go crazy, crazy. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Keep on hoping we can't buy the ocean.
Mocking me in court. Mocking my ass in court about Saturday. Telling the judge.
Represents murder. Mars represents death and war. So, like, again, Saturn almost gets this bad rap, but really what Saturn is just like, no, when a cycle's done, I recycle that energy, okay? And that's really important with yourself, being able to release energy that you need to recycle. So, again, Saturn is cold. Saturn is cold. He's serious. He's all about wear black robes.
You don't fucking say, guy who isn't Sarah. Holy shit. Somebody else thinks that shit too. You better fucking run up in his goddamn courtroom and fucking tell the judge this dude believes in Saturn.
You mean to tell me Mike doesn't lie about random shit just hoping to get fucking called out and embarrassed in front of people?
I wish I could have seen the look on that fucking dude's face. That judge was probably cracking up on the inside, Sarah. Maybe even smiled and winked at you when you said that dumb shit.
One thing we really want to be aware of is, like, how do you handle the energies of Saturn? So really how we handle these energies of Saturn are understanding the importance in cycles and boundaries in the growth of ourself as a sovereign individual. So we'll say it one more time. How do you handle the energies of Saturn? Understanding the importance of cycles and boundaries and the growth of yourself as a sovereign individual. So we really want to be grateful for the limitations and the obstacles because they provide us an opportunity to grow. Okay, so Saturn is this great teacher. Saturn can bind positive cycles and banish negative cycles. Okay, so again, the study of the self is a dance between pulling in knowledge and truth and releasing falsehood. Right? And Saturn gives that ability to release falsehood. We don't have to hold on to false ideas that we used to have. Okay. Transmuting and letting energy go. Okay. One other thing that Saturn is really important on is organization and structure. This is why you need to be organized and have structure in your life. Okay. Eddie and I have talked about this before. The homes of the elite, whether you like the elite or not, they're organized and structured. Clear space, clear mind. Right? As Jordan Peterson talks about, like, right, first thing you do when you're kind of growing yourself up and self-identifying again is clean your room, right? And you've had experiences with that, right? You've lived
Someone who acts against his comrades, his people, or his country, and aids the enemy. The person who joins the enemy's ranks in wartime is a traitor. He was no traitor. He was a high-ranking army officer, general of the Northern Command, fought for his people and did all he could until all hope was lost. That's treason. That's survival.
So it's called the Josephist problem. It's based on something from history. There was a group of Jewish soldiers who were surrounded by the Roman army, and they didn't want to get captured, so they decided to come up with a system to avoid getting captured or suicide. So they'd sit in a circle, and the first man would kill the guy to the left of him. The next remaining living person would kill the next remaining living person with their sword, and they'd go around like this until there's only one person left, and then the last person would have to commit suicide, of course, rather than get captured. And the story, at least the story I was told, I'm not sure this is historically accurate, was that Josephus preferred capture to suicide, but he worried that if he said this, the other soldiers would turn on it. And so he wanted to figure out where should he sit within this circle in order to be the last man living, and then he would surrender rather than kill himself. That was the problem. It's a little tricky. The way it works, person number 1 person number 3 kills 4. But now things are a little harder to do. 7, there's no 7. Josephus, there were 41 people. We needed to figure out where to sit. The mathematical problem is if there were n people, where's the links? One of the first problems that got me to understand how you approach difficult and math problems where you don't. His name was Phil Hanley. He said what we should and just do it by hand. I don't know, maybe we should just do that.
To see what was needed and what they believe is, if you don't believe me, is something like the bubonic plague or some other horrible but natural disease.
While in many countries the coronavirus continues leaving behind many victims, in others the light at the end of the tunnel is in sight as they gradually return to normality. It's a delicate phase that the Superior General of the Jesuits thinks shouldn't be one of reconstruction.
So, if you're watching, you might already start to notice some patterns. For instance, they're always odd. I mean, that's maybe the first thing you notice. And you can start to ask them, why are they always odd? And maybe you can already see that, right?
I would avoid using the word reconstruction, because what we don't want is to rebuild what was there before. I think we need to go into a phase more about self-critiquing at the global level, about understanding what the crisis is teaching us. Sosa notes that the pandemic has revealed that the current economic model leads to higher levels of inequality, and that economic paralysis has further widened the gap between socioeconomic classes. On the contrary, we hope the situation helps people see that other economic models are possible. It's much easier to find a vaccine for the coronavirus than for the virus of selfishness, war, and the possibility of having a more equitable distribution of wealth than what we have now. The Superior General of the Jesuits says the challenge is for everyone, as even democracy can become a victim of the pandemic.
Maybe you can see the pattern. No, good guess. It's not a 1, so let's do 13.
Good, I don't know. I fancy the pattern.
So as you see, it's jumping by 2 each time, but then...
How can such a situation, which gives such a clear view of existing inequality, lead to political action, to a citizenship that moves in that direction? How does political growth come about? Even democracy could become one of the victims of COVID. Or it could be a moment where democracy rebuilds its foundations at the grassroots level, thus creating real pressure, because this isn't going to change in 2 days.
Surprisingly, Joseph, the commander, survived the battle. He managed to
This program is for really intense dudes only.
Right now, we're continuing the News Network's coverage of the death of the American dream. The NFL World War II began this afternoon with the last person in the nation to believe that America is a land of boundless opportunity. Finally let go of the dream while watching television.
I was driving along this morning, minding my own business in my little truck with my windows rolled down. And I stopped at a red light, and a big truck pulled up behind me, an 18-wheeler with 2 men inside. And as soon as the light turned green, they went blowing their horn at me about 3 times. Then they flew up beside me and started cussing and screaming and hollering, telling me to pull over. Well, I don't think they told me to pull over because I sat at a red light across the green.
This place of Washington, the execution of their sentences is relatively unimportant. By the time we have finished, there is nothing better than sorrow for what they have done and love for big brothers. Touching to see how love big brothers and sisters. The endless catalog, less than translates to an intervention. Act must, can, and will be terminated. The forces of darkness, the treasonable minds of God, must, can, and will be wiped the face of earth, must crush them, must smash them, must stamp them out. If the division of the future must imagine to step in the human face.
And the gravy train has left you behind. And when you're all out of hope, down at the end of your rope, and nobody's there to throw you a line, you ever get so low that you don't know which way to go, come on and take a walk in my shoes. Never worry about a thing, got the world on a string, 'cause I've got the cure for all of
I'm getting more of a seared bite, but on the impossible. What? Let's get on the actual fucking what?
I take a look at my enormous penis, and my troubles start melting away. I take a look at my enormous penis, and the happy times are coming to stay. I gotta sing and I dance when I glance in my pants, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis.
Electric power is everywhere present in unlimited quantity. I can drive the world's machinery without the need of coal, oil, gas, or any other fuel. This new power for the driving of the world's machinery will be derived from the energy which operates the universe, the cosmic energy.
What did you say, nigga?
So let's talk instead about flexibility of language, linguistic elasticity, if you like.
Yes, I think I said earlier that our language, English,
as spoken by us,
as we speak it, yes, certainly defines it. We are defined by our language, if you will.
Hello, we're talking about language.
I can illustrate my point. Let me at least try. Here's a question.
What is it?
Well, my question is this. Is our language, English, capable? Is English capable of sustaining demagoguery?
Demagoguery?
Demagoguery.
And by demagoguery, you mean?
By demagoguery, I mean demagoguery.
I thought so.
I mean, highly charged oratory, persuasive whipping up rhetoric. Listen to me, listen to me. If we had been British, would we, under similar circumstances, have been moved, charged up, fired up by his inflammatory speeches, or would we simply have laughed? Is English too ironic to sustain Hitlerian styles? Would his language simply have rung false in our ears?
We're talking about things ringing false in our ears.
May I compartmentalize? I hate you, but may I? May I? Is our language a function of our British cynicism, tolerance? Do those qualities come extrinsically from the language?
Talking about chicken?
Let me start. There's chess, and there's a game of chess. What?
We've moved on to chess.
Imagine a piano keyboard. 88 keys, only 88, and yet hundreds of new melodies, new tunes, new harmonies are being composed upon hundreds of different keyboards every day in Dorset alone. Our language, Tiger, our language, hundreds of thousands of available words, trillions of legitimate new ideas, so that I can say the following sentence and be utterly sure that nobody has ever said it before in the history of human communication. Hold the newsreader's nose squarely, waiter, or friendly milk will countermand my trousers. Perfectly ordinary words, but never before put in that precise order. A unique child delivered of a unique mother. And yet, we all of us spent all our days saying to each other the same things time after weary time. I love you, don't go in there, get out, you have no right to say that, stop it, why should I, that hurt, help, Marjorie is dead. That surely is a thought to take out for a cream tea on a rainy Sunday afternoon.
So to you, language is more than just a means of communication?
Oh, of course it is, of course it is, of course it is, of course it is. Language is my mother, my father, my husband, my brother, my sister, my whore, my mistress, my checkout girl. Language is a complimentary moist lemon-scented cleansing square, handy freshen up white pet. Language is the breath of God. Language is the dew on a fresh apple. It's the soft rain of dust that falls into a shaft of morning light as you pluck from an old bookshelf a half-forgotten book of erotic memoirs. Language is the creak on a stair. It's spluttering match held to a frosted pane. It's a half-remembered childhood birthday party. It's the warm, wet, trusting touch of a leaking nappy. The hulk of a charred panzer, the underside of a granite boulder, the first downy growth on the upper lip of a Mediterranean girl. It's cobwebs long since overrun by an old Wellington boot.
No night, no night.
What's up, dog?
Legal name fraud, the truth. It's illegal to use a legal name. Chi.
Yeah.
Legal name fraud, the truth. It's illegal to use a legal name. 10 Commandments. You're breaking all 10 Commandments in one go. The car you think you're driving is a carcass.
It's a carcass?
It's a carcass and you're dead. You're already dead by consent now knowingly.
Well, yeah, we start dying when we're born.
You know, that's your death plague. You actually die the second you think you're born. You're born now.
Whoa!
Yeah. I got milk for the babes that are carnal of mind. It's unpasteurized raw milk from the mother.
Since then, psychiatrists have been given authority in nearly every sector of our society, with tragic results.
If you're having trouble believing that this is literally hell that you are living in, and you have been condemned to live here. If you're lost in understanding that, I want you to grasp this. When Satan and the fallen angels were cast out of heaven, where did they come? To earth. Here. There was no one here. This place was made for them, and they were cast here. Now the deep thing is, when they were cast here, what did they do? They made it hell. And this is how you need to understand why they deserve to be here. Because they caused a ruckus in heaven in the orders of life. So they were cast to a separate place. Now they could have made this separate place heaven. And in that they would have been glorified and been let back into the allness of the life. But that's not what they did. They were cast out of heaven for trying to make hell. And then when they were cast into this empty place that they could have made whatever reality they wanted, they made it hell. This is why they deserve to be here. And it's a deep thing. If you're wondering, well, I didn't do nothing, why am I in hell? We all take our part in making this place what it is. Everyone. And this is why you deserve to be here. Because you are those fallen angels of the past. That's how you got here. You got to grasp. It didn't say they were all men. But the sperm is the spirit. And they will live in hell for eternity through that. So when a man dies, he has children. And they have children. And they have children. It's a deep thing. Y'all will grasp as I go deeper. Now, if you're having trouble believing, if you're in hell, I want you to ask yourself, why is everyone waiting on a savior to save them from this life? If you're not in hell. If you're not in hell, why are you waiting on a savior to save you? I don't care what your religion is. You're waiting on Jesus, Isa. Some people don't believe in anything, but they're waiting on death. And they believe in death, they'll get a new chance. So why do you have this yearning that someone's going to save you from this place, or you're going to get some type of new chance if you're not in hell? If this is not hell, why does everyone believe this in one way or not? Here's another one. When Jesus descended into hell for 3 days, what did the people in hell do? They were begging him to save them. Now, what do all the people here do now and always? Oh, yes, Father God, Jesus, please, I beg of you, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing. The book is describing where you are. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. Everything that you're reading happened already. That's why you're reading it. Now, what is earth made of? Our core is made of molten rock, and the surface is crust. Now, the description of hell in the Bible is fire and brimstone. Well, molten rock is stone and fire. And then we have our crust. And you know all things that burn, they get crusty. So it's a simple but deep thing I have to grasp. We are literally living in hell in Revelations 14:11. And it reads, "And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever." Now you have to grasp. We've polluted the earth completely out. And it's pretty much like a furnace here and the smoke rises. If you're looking down on earth, between the cigarette smoke, the oil drilling smoke, all the building smoke, car fume smoke, this is our torment. This is what kills us. So it's a deep thing I have to read. But let me finish the verse. Now it says, "And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever, and they have no rest, day or night." Now, what do people on earth here do if this is not hell? Because people here work day and night. Now you have to grasp. Some people work at nighttime here. Some people work in the daytime, but in the whole, people on Earth work day and night without rest. Meaning, as a whole, people always work here. Because some work at day, some work at night. But there's never a time where everyone rests. It's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Now let me finish the verse. It says, "And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever, and they have no rest day or night. They worship the beast in his image, and whoever receives the mark of his name." Now you have to grasp. They worship the beast in his image, and they worship whoever has the image. What that means is, y'all worship money. Grasp. This is the image of material things, in pride, in placing yourself above others. This is the beginnings of that. And this is what Satan and the fallen fell for. Now, money is spelled with an M. Revenue is spelled with an R. But the symbol for money is basically an S, with two lines on it. And Satan, Shaitan, whatever you want to call him, it's a deep thing y'all must grasp and ponder on. Now, let's move along to another. The description of hell is a place of torment and punishment. Now, what goes on in Earth throughout all of the history of Earth? Men being tormented and punished by other men. No one feels like, oh, this is a great life. Everyone feels like, man, this can't be life. And this is why people are waiting to be saved by something. Now let's go into the Zoroastrian beliefs. And they believe that hell is a dirty, filthy place where the food is dead meat. And it's a deep thing. Now, in Norse mythology, they believe that there's 9 worlds in the tree of the universe. So they believe the universe is a tree, so to say. And there's 9 levels. But let's go a little deeper. You have a verse in the Quran where they say, hell is lying in wait. This is what hell is, lying in wait. Now, what is everyone doing here? Waiting to die. You don't know why you're here. You don't know nothing. You just work and do what you need to do so you can be a ball-in. Pretty much everyone's just waiting to die so they can the true meaning of life revealed to them. But you're in hell. You have to grasp that. You're going to always be in hell until you grasp something.
How much?
69 cents.
And the gas.
Y'all getting any rain up here? What?
What way would that be?
I seen he was from Dallas.
Friendo.
I travelled north without delay and found lodging in a ramshackle inn overlooking the expansive bay of
You don't want to accept that. I don't know.
In the evening, I sedated myself with drams of whiskey and partook of a sup. My window offered a view of the sea to the north. And to the west, the mountain.
Is something with anything?
Dim prominence against the far.
But you're asking. Something wrong with you.
Oh, well, it may.
His motions are at the same time stiff, fluid.
Senator tells you that 3/4 of the population of the United States is about to be taken out by a fucking pre-plotted plan. And you run states away because you think he just got away from the fucking senator. You're thinking small, right? You're thinking it's out of his hands. I'm states away. Years of insanity with people coming at you with threats and fucking your child. Fucking crazy.
79 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan. Inventory and control of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And many of us around the world think that, well, sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into city centers, concentrated city centers, and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit. Every nation that signed on to Agenda 21 has its local Agenda 21 plan. And people in the United States are completely unaware of this. If I go out and talk about this, the United States press will attacks me and calls me, which is totally ridiculous. But it's not a theory, it's a fact. The three pillars of United Nations Agenda 21 are economy, ecology, and equity, the three E's. And everyone sort of thinks that they know what that means, the idea of social equity. It must mean that, well, everyone's going to have access to clean water and clean air, and no one's property is going to be used as a dumping ground because they are at a poverty level. But really what social equity is about impoverishing huge portions of the population and bringing down the developed nations. Everything that we're looking at now is destined to collapse our economies. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. And what major corporations want in this development is to be able to have full movement of workers without borders or boundaries, to be able to move their goods through without regulations, and to reduce wages. And so this is the goal. So this is what you find with social equity. And of course, economy and ecology is about, these are the three circles: economy, ecology, and social equity. And where they meet in the center is balance. But really that balance is a communitarian balance. So it's not balance of well-being of the people. What it is it's a balance for corporations so that they can exploit and control and have populations in an area, in tightly packed, dense areas, so that they can be surveilled and managed. And this is what that balance looks like as far as the development of a totalitarian state is. The mainstream media is owned by 5 major corporations, and you're not going to get this information from the mainstream press. So you need to be your own press. You need to educate yourself. You need to get out there and educate your neighbors, your community, your real community. You need to help your children understand that they're being indoctrinated from pre-kindergarten to postgraduate school. All of us have a responsibility to ourselves and to others. This is true community, to work for personal freedom. And always remember that even though we work as a group, if we do work as a group, we're all individuals in those groups, and we answer only to ourselves. And this is essential. It's essential as free human beings. This is what we are. We are free, and we need to continue to be free. And I do believe that we will win, but we have to become aware that there is a fight, and then make our friends and our neighbors and our community aware as well.
It's never easy to find out that one has been living a lie, that we have been deceived after pouring so much passion and energy into an idea, thing, or person. However, the truth should never fear honest inquiry. Built at worst on lies and at best on romanticism. Modern origins. At the core was a term known as Romanticism. Romanticism was an artistic, literary, and intellectual movement that rejected the Great Enlightenment and the stifling nature of the Industrial Revolution. Instead, proponents of Romanticism glorified the past, nature, and medievalism, often removing the harsh realities of those times by painting them in a disconnected but favorable light. This Romanticism also ties into another movement which preceded the 1960s, known as the Völkisch movement, a form of romantic nationalism. The term Völkisch comes from the German word Volk, meaning folk, and was a romantic adoration of pre-Christian Germanic culture and the ideals that often delved into ethno-racial and cultural nationalism. The Völkisch movement was arguably the largest group in the conservative revolutionary movement in Germany.
Gasoline.
They gon' hit it for this one. Hey, you know what's really wild?
Got your own son calling you a pedophile. Why you getting called that by your own child? It say Pedro Peter every time the phone down. Huh, wow, Hunter arguing with hookers while he wearing crack. Whoa, they call it a conspiracy, but I'm saying facts. Whoa, in the mention up in Cali, but who pay for that? Whoa, the media gon' cover it up like he ain't get hacked. Whoa. Here we go again. If it was Trump Jr., it would be on CNN. This what happens when you rich but you a slave to sin. This what happens when the devil knock you let him in. Nah, I don't care about who this offends. Buying crime family, they all belong in the pen. Buying loves minors, that's the real BLM. Call me what you want, but at least I ain't a damn. Wait, hold up, don't get mad at me. Am I tripping or is he in bed with Natalie? Why he recording all that? What's the strategy? If you do incest, you probably do bestiality. Hey, the president's son is a crackhead, but you the smartest guy, he know that's what your dad said. Is he the real president or a jack-led? Why is everyone that voted for your dad dead? Hey, you know what's really wild? Got your own son calling you a pedophile. Why you getting called that by your own child? It say Pedro Peter every time the phone down. Huh, wow, Hunter arguing with hookers while he wearing crack. Whoa, they call it a conspiracy, but I'm saying facts. Whoa, in the mention up in Cali, but who pay for that? Whoa, the media gon' cover it up like he ain't get hacked. Whoa, all the women in your phone, can we check the age? Wasn't you on Epstein Island? Can we check the page? Hunter needs to be in prison, put him in the cage. I thought he was clean, seemed like he ain't changed his ways. And that ain't working for charisma, how he get a raise? 10% for the big guy, who all getting paid? I still don't know why he recorded, is it blackmail? But do you really think any of them will go to jail? They satanic and all of them will go to hell. You a lame Hunter and your daddy lame as well. It's obvious, but if you blind and read it in braille, will the corruption never end? Only time will tell. President's son is a crackhead, but you the smartest guy, he know that's what your dad said. Is he the real president or a jack-led? Why is everyone that voted for your dad dead? Hey, you know what's really wild? Got your own son calling you a pedophile. Why you getting called that by your own child? It say Pedro Peter every time the phone down. Huh, wow, Hunter arguing with hookers while he wearing crack. Whoa, they call it a conspiracy, but I'm saying facts. Whoa, in the mention up in Cali, but who pay for that? Whoa, the media gon' cover it up like he ain't get hacked. Whoa.
Yes or no? Do we stop the deep state? Is that possible? From what you heard today from the candidates, do you see anybody that can stop the deep state? I mean, I don't want to seem like crazy or realistic or whatever you want to call it. Pretty tough. It's pretty tough. I mean, look, there's a lot of power.
Bitch, is that a dinosaur?
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
There's a lot of power vested in the federal agencies. There's no oversight at all. The Congress provides no oversight at all. The intel committees do not oversee the intel agencies. They're controlled by the intel agencies. Yeah. I know the people who serve on them. That's true. Does Mike McCall offer like a backstop against the agencies? He's a pawn of the agencies. Are you joking? They all are. So I think it's very hard.
If you're still confused about Agenda 2030, give this a listen.
My name is Joseph Spencer. From May 1970 to October 1997, I served the United States government as a top secret operative, but not in a category that is commonly known or understood. I was known as a man in black. In 1994, the World Population Summit in Cairo, Egypt, had 160 nations participate, where they all agreed that the human population was out of control and must be stopped, because the world from 6 billion to 800 million by the year 2030. This meant finding a method or methods to wipe out nearly 95% of the population. Solutions were discovered, investigated, tested, Chicago, Tampa, and Minneapolis water departments.
This is the Masonic compass. Copernicus was the first person to introduce the sun being at the center of the universe. In all of his portraits, he has a globe with a compass. Globe and a compass. Galileo was another astronomer who introduced more things to the heliocentric model, always depicted with a globe and a compass. Claudius Ptolemy, a Roman astrologer who introduced the globe model as well, depicted with the same earth and a compass, as well as the Masonic Royal Arch. Kepler, another astronomer who is depicted with the earth and the Masonic compass in all of his portraits. The heliocentric model was all introduced by Freemasons. This is the Masonic oath that they have to take from this book, Duncan's Ritual of Freemasonry. I, of my own free will and accord, that I will hail, ever conceal, never reveal any of the secrets, arts, parts, point, or point of the master degree. All this I most solemnly, sincerely promise and swear. Surely it's not a coincidence that all of these astronomers who created the globe model all have the Masonic compass and the globe shown together in their portraits. Why are we believing a theory that is introduced by people who cannot reveal certain information about Freemasonry? Are they actually telling the truth? And not to mention Neil Armstrong was also a Freemason, depicted with the Masonic compass on his ring. The Queen as well with her belt. Even Isaac Newton, Pythagoras, Charles Darwin with the theory of evolution after the globe model was implemented. They want you to think you're in a spinning ball in space and that you come from monkeys, because that degrades you and you subconsciously think that you came from nothing. Now the reason they show the compass and the globe together is because it's truth in plain sight. Because that is the true form of this reality. Polaris, the North Star, the Sun, the Moon, and the black sun in the center of the North Pole. Wake up, people, we're all being misled by
Hunters in the basement with a silver spoon. The hookers and drugs, we're gonna be there soon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. I'll be good and high by then, Dad. Yeah, I'll be good and high by then.
Picking through drugs, smoking anything that even remotely resembled crack cocaine.
I'm very proud of my son.
My son came around just the other day. He said, I got me a deal where we can both get paid. Can I trade on your name? I said, sure, okay. Will anyone know? He said, no, no way. And as he walked away, he looked kind of and said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him.
He's fixed it. He's worked on it.
And Hunter's in the basement with a silver spoon. Ukrainian brides, we're gonna be there soon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. I'll put aside your 10%.
Of what the elites are planning and where they want to direct us.
Transformation of society through Orwellian surveillance technologies, etc.
The tendency is to push it as far as you can.
No, motherfucking war out yet. I ain't even started yet.
Come.
Ain't started yet.
Come. Come. I mean, I come. You would come, but you've come. Come. I mean, I would come.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Come. I mean, I have. Come. You've come. I have. Come.
I'm hearing this motherfucker correctly. It sounds like Jesus has
come.
Fucking ew. Imagine the smell. Welcome to a special edition of White Narratives. The NQ. Margaret Sanger. Fucking epic.
I'm safe enough for the neighborhood kids. You know what I mean? She played everybody. I hope you don't fall in that category too.
Who's next? Philip, what do you have?
Button a rocket chips and a monkey underneath her pillow.
Okay, that's great. Philip, thank you for that.
It has a switch here to turn it on. Then it buzzes like a rocket ship.
All right, you can have a seat now.
Look out, Mr. D. Coming in for a landing.
No, it's good. Is it okay? Okay, you know what? No, let's not do that. Oops.
Kodak, they were actually the good guys in World War II, so to speak. They were based and red pills. You still think they're wild war?
Of your people are how they massacre you like cattle. How hard beats for your misguided souls their merchants did trade. Their class, so blinded by the serpent's plot and where did their scientists go? You question where the bodies went, but where did he come
Me, I set it on fire. Just poured gasoline on the floor, set it on fire, and went to buy a drink and came back.
How did setting this fire?
Just so you could get here, so you could get for your attention. I set it on fire.
I was born on a Dublin street.
I can't understand you. Go back to your country, white pie.
Have you ever played the game Oblivion? That's where Nick's mom lives. In another dimension.
Dude, she does not, dude. She lives on Willow Street.
Her body is here, but her brain is elsewhere. Her sight, vision, sound, and all of her senses are flipped upside down and backwards so that she has no perception of reality or any idea what things are.
She's the girl that you go after at the bar. It's not so much work. You can just fuck her right away.
Are you saying that your mom's easy?
Maybe, but she's a good person.
Tyler.
That means she's a good person. If my mom came into your room and took her pants down and then pulled your pants down, you would do it. You would do that.
Do what, coom?
Yeah, you would coom. You would coom all over her. Anybody would.
Hey!
Hey, shut up! Shut the fuck up! You fucking retard! You fucking stupid retard!
The CIA niggers glow in the dark. You can see them if you're driving. You just run